it's getting closer and closer to the end of what has been perhaps one of the most hectic and strange regular seasons. But another week has passed by, so you know what it's time for.
I will not make the mistake that all of you are making right now. I'm taking the Saints.
What a week of football that was! We'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays as we dive into our Week 16 edition of the 2021 NFL Power Rankings. Number 32, Jacksonville Jaguars. Last time's ranking, 32. Playing an almost equally terrible Houston Texans team at home with no more Urban Meyer drama, and Jacksonville still couldn't pick up win number 3. Now, the Jaguars find themselves in the driver's seat for the first overall pick. Again, they have a winnable game against the New York Jets in Week 16, but we're giving them no shot in their final 2 games against the New England Patriots and Indianapolis Colts. So in other words, lose to the Jets on Sunday, and the first overall pick is essentially wrapped up. Go get it, Jacksonville. Number 31, New York Jets. Last time's ranking, 29. The Jets kept it close against the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, but the end result was another loss for Robert Saleh's group. Nothing to be ashamed about. This was always going to be a painful season. The good news is they've been hanging in there in recent weeks. This team may finally be headed in the right direction. Can they keep building confidence towards the 2022 season? Number 30. Houston Texans. Last time's ranking, 31. Beating the Jaguars shouldn't count for much, but in a way, it's impressive how David Culley has gotten 3 wins out of this group. Many Texans fans would have preferred a loss to keep their dreams of the first overall pick alive, but in a draft where there's no real franchise-changing quarterback available, building a winning culture seems much more important than moving up a couple of spots in the draft. Number 29, New York Giants. Last time's ranking, 26. Another humiliating offensive performance for the G-Men. On the bright side, season ticket holders were given a free medium soda for Sunday's blowout loss against the Dallas Cowboys. In reality, the Giants should be giving their fans free soft drinks for life.
I'm here for my free birthday sundae.
Eat it and get out.
They deserve better than this annual train wreck of a team with no clear direction. Number 28, Chicago Bears. Last time's ranking, 28. This Bears team is playing a lot worse than they should be, plain and simple. There's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't be able to score a single touchdown at home against the Minnesota Vikings. And no, that meaningless last-second touchdown to make it 17-9 does not count. Matt Nagy isn't entirely to blame for this debacle, but he's also clearly not the right guy to lead this team into the future. Number 27, Carolina Panthers. Last time's ranking, 27. We really wanted Cam Newton to enjoy a career renaissance in Chapter 2 with Carolina, but the man clearly isn't starting caliber anymore, and it is tough to watch. Also, you gotta wonder if owner David Tepper is considering moving on from Matt Rule after 2 seasons. Not seeing much to suggest the so-called culture-building specialist is fit to turn around this struggling franchise. Number 26, Detroit Lions. Last time's ranking, 30. Isn't football fun? The Lions crushed an Arizona Cardinals team that many viewed as the club to beat in the NFC. Heck, Dan Campbell's boys made Kyler Murray look like Josh Rosen. Jared Goff had a dazzling 3-touchdown performance, and Craig Reynolds dominated Arizona's defense with 112 yards on 26 carries. Regardless of their awful record, you gotta love the passion and energy Dan Campbell has brought to a team that had 0 expectations coming into the year. Maybe he's the guy that finally brings this team back from the dead. Number 25, Atlanta Falcons. Last time's ranking, 24. Here is a typical Atlanta Falcons stat. Yeah, you just can't make this stuff up. It's sad the amount of missed opportunities this team blows on a weekly basis. How is this possible with Kyle Pitts, Matt Ryan, and Cordarrelle Patterson in your offense? Atlanta was practically a no-show in Sunday's blowout loss to the San Francisco 49ers. It's looking like a 4th consecutive non-playoff season is on the way. Number 24, Seattle Seahawks. Last time's ranking, 22. After back-to-back wins, the Seahawks were finally dealt the final nail in their coffin. Their playoff hopes are done, thanks in large part to another poor performance from Russell Wilson in the offense. The Seahawks quarterback looks lost out there, like a guy who's in desperate need of a change of scenery. Number 23, Las Vegas Raiders. Last time's ranking, 25. The Raiders kept their playoff hopes alive, but they didn't make things easy against a very short-handed Cleveland Browns team. Sure, a win's a win, but they were practically playing the Browns practice squad, and they needed a last-second field goal from 48 yards out to earn the 16-14 victory? Color me unimpressed. These Raiders do not look anything like a legit playoff team at the moment. Number 22, Washington Football Team. Last time's ranking, 18. Ron Rivera's boys kept it close despite playing with a third-string practice squad quarterback. Unfortunately, hanging in there won't help you make the postseason, as Washington now drops a game back of the three 7-7 teams that are tied for that final NFC wildcard spot. They need to get back in the win column, but it won't be easy with a trip to Dallas up next. Number 21, Denver Broncos. Last time's ranking, 17. The Broncos lost a sluggish defensive affair to the Cincinnati Bengals at home. It's likely the final nail in the coffin of their waning postseason hopes. Between the Teddy Bridgewater injury and the fact that they still have games against the Chiefs and Chargers, it's tough to like their chances. You gotta wonder if we're witnessing Vic Fangio's final days as Denver's head coach. Number 20, Philadelphia Eagles. Last time's ranking, 20. Sure, the Eagles got the win, but they made it look awfully hard against a short-handed Washington team. Their rematch in DC in 2 weeks could end up being a pivotal battle in the NFC wildcard race. But before that, they'll have to get past the Giants. Number 19, Minnesota Vikings. Last time's ranking, 19. It was an ugly win, but hey, a win nonetheless. And trust me, it doesn't matter how it looks, these Vikings will take it. Kirk Cousins only needed to throw for 87 yards, while Dalvin Cook had a modest 89 yards on the ground. This win was all about the defense, just like you would expect from a Mike Zimmer club. Now, can they keep this going for the next few weeks? Or are we due for another Vikings letdown along the way?
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Number 18, New Orleans Saints. Last time's ranking, 23. No Sean Payton, no Terran Armstead, no Ryan Ramczyk. 9 total points, only 212 yards of offense, and they still beat Tom Brady and the defending champions. Absolutely amazing job by acting head coach Dennis Allen. His defense gave Tom Brady nightmares as usual, handing TB12 his first shutout loss since 2006. The resilient Saints now control their own destiny for the final wildcard spot in the NFC. Win out, and they're in. Who's to bet against them at this point? Number 17, Pittsburgh Steelers. Last time's ranking, 21. The Steelers are that annoying mosquito that just won't go away. Just when you're ready to bury them for the season, Mike Tomlin's group comes back with a gutsy victory to stay alive. There's still a tricky path to the postseason, especially with a visit to KC up next on the slate. But the AFC North remains wide open. Winning out probably gets Pittsburgh the division title, or at the very least, a wildcard berth. Number 16, Miami Dolphins. Last time's ranking, 16. The Dolphins won, but was an unimpressive victory against a hapless Jets team at home. I guess they can't all be pretty though. All in all, it's been an absolutely remarkable turnaround by Brian Flores' group that started the season 1-7. They do have a brutal 3-game slate to close out the regular season though. They are one of the hottest teams in the league right now, but the Dolphins are going to need to be better than they were last week if they're going to beat the Saints, Titans, and Patriots. Number 15, Baltimore Ravens. Last time's ranking, 11. Can we really knock on the Lamar Jackson-less Ravens for losing to Aaron Rodgers by 1 point with a bunch of backups on defense? No. But John Harbaugh's team has now dropped 3 straight games. 2 of those losses, of course, came on failed 2-point conversion attempts when Harbaugh could have played for overtime. Baltimore's playoff hopes are in serious jeopardy. The Bengals, Rams, and Steelers make up their remaining schedule. Can Lamar Jackson return in time and rally his team to a 4th consecutive postseason appearance? It could come down to the wire.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, I'm gonna fight you.
Number 14, Cleveland Browns. Last time's ranking, 15. That was an absolute heartbreaker for the battered Browns. It'll show up as a loss in the standings, but it had to feel like somewhat of a moral victory for Cleveland. Unfortunately, moral victories don't get you into the playoffs, and things don't get any easier as they have the Packers, Steelers, and Bengals on tap to close out the season. Cleveland better hope they get some healthy bodies back soon. They're gonna need them for the stretch run. Number 13, Buffalo Bills. Last time's ranking, 14. The Bills kept their playoff hopes alive with a big-time home win against Carolina, and a victory in New England on Sunday will put them back in position to claim a second straight division title. Even if the Bills fall to the Pats, they should be a shoo-in for the playoffs, with the Falcons and Jets also remaining on their schedule. This group is going 10-7 at the absolute worst. Number 12, Los Angeles Chargers. Last time's ranking, 9. A heartbreaking loss for the Chargers on Thursday night. They had the season sweep of Patrick Mahomes in the bag until the defense folded when it mattered most. So, with that, the Chargers can kiss their AFC West title hopes goodbye. But the wild card is still looking good, especially with a very manageable schedule to close out the season. Number 11, Cincinnati Bengals. Last time's ranking, 13. What a big-time win for Zach Taylor's Bengals. The defense led the way to a tight 15-10 victory over the also playoff hopeful Broncos. You know your team is doing pretty well when Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase don't have to be on their A-games to get the win. The Bengals now own the top spot in the AFC North, but if they want to keep it, they're going to have to earn it with games against the Ravens, Chiefs, and Browns still to come. Number 10, San Francisco 49ers. Last time's ranking, 12. The 49ers continue to look like the team that most of us expected them to be. They're rounding into form at the right time, and barring a huge collapse, they should snag one of the NFC's 3 wildcard spots. And trust us, no NFC division winner wants to face these guys. Jimmy Garoppolo has been playing his best football in quite some time. A win over the AFC South leading Titans on Thursday would essentially lock up a playoff spot for Kyle Shanahan and company. This group is rolling, folks. Number 9, Tennessee Titans. Last time's ranking, 8. The Titans must drive their fans crazy. Big-time wins over the top teams like the Bills, Colts, Patriots, and Rams have likely propelled them to a division title. But then they have those stinkers like we saw on Sunday against the Steelers. 7 penalties for 68 yards and 4 turnovers on offense? Are the Titans trying to lose these games? Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown cannot come back soon enough. This offense is borderline unwatchable without those two. Number 8, Indianapolis Colts. Last time's ranking, 10. Perhaps no team made a bigger statement this week than the Colts. Frank Reich made Bill Belichick look like a rookie in this highly anticipated chess match, and Jonathan Taylor's 170 rushing yards guided Indy to a pivotal win over their former arch-rivals. Indy is looking like a legitimate Super Bowl contender, though a loss to Arizona on Christmas Day would seriously jeopardize their playoff hopes. If Saturday's performance proved anything, though, is that this team is capable of beating anyone right now. Number 7, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last time's ranking, 6. Not sure if any team should be more angry and frustrated than the Bucs.
Now I am too hurt. I am shocked and offended and hurt.
Facing their banged-up division rivals at home, Tampa couldn't muster any points. Losing Chris Godwin for the season with a torn ACL is a massive blow, and Mike Evans and Leonard Fournette could miss some time too. Tampa isn't getting a first-round bye at this point. They just better hope that they can A, get somewhat healthy over the next couple of weeks, and B, avoid the Saints in the playoffs. Number 6, Arizona Cardinals. Last time's ranking, 5. Following an ugly home loss to the Rams in Week 14, the Cardinals looked even worse in a humiliating blowout loss to the Lions of all teams.
What the hell is that?
It's hard not to be concerned about Kyler Murray's group, even if they have a playoff spot essentially locked up. This unit isn't the same without DeAndre Hopkins. And don't forget that the Redbirds collapsed late last season too, when a postseason berth was seemingly in the bag. Could this be deja vu? Number 5, New England Patriots. Last time's ranking, 2. Bill Belichick's press conference summed it all up so well. Didn't coach well, didn't do much of anything right. You know the drill, his usual simple, on-point sound bites. Brutal loss for the Pats, who now need some help if they're to regain the top seed in the AFC. For now, their focus has to be on the AFC East Division title, with the Bills coming to town. Number 4, Dallas Cowboys. Last time's ranking, 7. It sure was a great week for the Cowboys. They took care of business against the Giants and saw the Bucs and Cardinals all fall in Week 15. Dallas suddenly has a real shot at claiming the conference's number 2 seed. And with the defense playing the way they have been, you have to like their chances of getting it right now. Number 3, Los Angeles Rams. Last time's ranking, 4. A solid performance from defense and another big outing from Cooper Kupp helped the Rams overcome a COVID outbreak and remain in the hunt for a division title and the NFC's top seed. After a 3-game losing streak, they've now put together 3 straight wins. These Rams are peaking at the perfect time. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. Last time's ranking, 3. What a week for the Chiefs! They defeated the Chargers to essentially lock up the division, and the Patriots and Titans both lost, giving Andy Reid's group the top seed in the conference for the time being. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Travis Kelce looked more like their usual selves on Thursday night, leading KC to a thrilling win over the Chargers. 3 more wins, and the path to the Super Bowl will run through Arrowhead for the 2nd straight year. Scary thought for the rest of the AFC, we know. Number 1, Green Bay Packers. Last time's ranking, 1. Yes, it was surprising to see the Packers nearly blow a 14-point lead to a banged-up Ravens team, but hey, that's okay. The Packers came away with a pivotal victory, and losses for the Bucs and Cardinals only strengthened their chances of locking down the NFC's top seed. Aaron Rodgers and the offense continue to click on all cylinders, and that suffocating defense is only going to get better when Zadarius Smith and Jair Alexander return. But who do you think is the team to beat heading into Week 16? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.